Hello everybody, my name is BryceIsTubing. Welcome to Frostpunk. Let's get right on into it. It's a little bit of a survival game, a little city builder. So we are going to start a new story here. It's going to be the scenario of a new home. And you know what? For the heck of it, we are going to put this on hard mode because why not? Why the heck not? So let's get right on into it, shall we?
We roam the still, cold world. No horizon in sight. The rulers of old, stripped of pride and glory. It feels as yesterday we were turning the wheels of progress. Until the frost stopped it all. Suddenly, without a warning. When tides had changed, they changed for all of us, no matter wealth or class. We've lost our world to snow, and with it, our last traces of humanity. We bid farewell to plenty, and for those who remained came the time to adapt. We decided to leave our homes and head north. We roamed for weeks, maybe months, leaving behind all the things we once believed had made us. It was hope that pushed us forward. Slowly, step by step. We knew the cost of our journey, and we paid the price 100 times. Finally, the time has come to build the last city on Earth.
Zora! This is gonna be fun. Alright guys, a new home. We fled from London and crossed the sea to reach the frozen north. On the way, our convoy was hit by a blizzard and scattered. A handful of us managed to reach the site of this generator, only to find it frozen solid and abandoned. Why is no one here? Did any of our people survive the blizzard? Are there any others out there? Whatever we do, we should expect the worst now that the world as we know it has crumbled. Oh. Alright, welcome to our little crater, our new home. So pretty much, we have to make sure that our little city here stays alive. So, fight the cold. We need to get the generator working. It provides heat and power to the other buildings. Without it, we'll freeze to death. Stockpile some coal and start the generator. Alright, so I'm going to pause it right away here. Take a look around here. So, what we've got a little city area that we can build. So we gotta get there's two types of workers that we have available to us. We have the regular workers, so these are like our general laborers, and then we have engineers. These are like our scientists, our doctors, those kind of people. So we are going to get ahead and get going on gathering up steel, wood, and also some coal, if I can find some around here somewhere. Up here should be good. I'll get my engineers working over there. And then wood is actually one of the very extremely useful things in this game, so we're definitely going to get wood going first. So another thing here is we have laws in this game, so the abduction. So what I like to sign off first in the beginning here is the emergency shift. So what that does, it lets us use an ability that lets us use our workers for 24 hours, so that's 24 hours on the job. However, it will raise discontent and it has the potential to kill the workers. Yeah, sometimes we have to concentrate on the task at hand at the cost of everything else, or die trying. Yes, so we're going to sign that into law. Now people are going to be a little bit pissed about that. Discontent rises right there. Yep. So we're going to actually speed the game up a little bit here. As we watch as people go to work. They look like they got like candles or something here. Work, work until you die. Hope these shifts are only used for real emergencies. But yeah, I really like this. It like carves little paths into the snow. We're going to take a look at the building menu here. So we can actually do a couple of things. We can build tents. We can build medical posts. Oop, go back. Some hunter's huts. So what that does, that pretty much gathers raw food for us, and the cookhouses transfer that into proper meals. However, what I think I'm going to build is a gathering post. So what that does, it lets us gather items within this radius. So everything that's green right there, that is going to be gathered in that radius. So I'm going to have to connect this up with a little road. So a little street right there will be built, and that costs wood. So everything here that we're doing costs a little bit of something. So the workshop, that's this thing that I'm putting down right here. This is how we research technology. Technology lets you build better stuff, so we need to definitely improve that. So the first thing I want to do, besides the other stuff that I'm already doing, is start establishing some tents. So this is like our living quarters. This is where people will live. So yeah, and people are already gathering and bringing stuff to the stockpile so we can start building at night. So during the day they'll do their regular jobs, and then at night they'll kind of construct and start building stuff, which is pretty cool. So we have, as of right now, 80 homeless people. So we need to make sure we got enough tents for everybody. We're going to build 2 more. So we got 6 right here right now. And then once I get the extra 20 right there, I can set up that last one. Oh, nope, doesn't look like I'm going to be able to. Alright, so we're going to turn on the generator here. Otherwise, people are going to literally freeze to death in the night. Always got to remember that the generator needs to be on. Otherwise, people will die or get very mad. So looking at this, there's like different levels of steam. So you can pretty much make it hotter. And then you can also put it to overdrive. So what overdrive does, it stresses out the generator, but it raises the heat. However, you can't leave it on for too long, otherwise you will literally blow up the generator. Trust me, that's not a fun thing to do. So we're going to actually speed up the time here through the night. And I'm going to start reallocating my workers to certain areas that I need better production too. So we're going to start moving people around here a little bit. So I got some engineers there. Get some workers there. There's some workers. Alright. Cool. And then once the next day comes around, we can start getting some more stuff that we need. Do some research. So new laws. I'm going to sign the extended shift law. So what this does, it lets us extend the workday to 14 hours a day. It does cause discontent over time, and it can cause an event to tires out your workers and such. However, it's not like the emergency shift where you have a chance of killing your people. They just work longer. They just get to work longer. So we're going to actually enable that on our gathering post over here so we can gather all these materials a bit faster, a bit longer. So yeah. So tomorrow, I think we're definitely going to want to get working on building some medical posts so we can start treating the sick, and then also another house so we can take care of the homeless here that we have. So otherwise, people are just going to sleep out in the streets, and that's no fun. Oh. Alright, so here's our little tech tree. So, we've got beacons. So, alright, I'll explain what all this stuff does. So, the steam hubs, these are like miniature generators. So, these can help keep areas warm, keep them from freezing to death. Heaters, that's pretty simple to explain. So, that's just like every workplace has a heater installed. So, better than a campfire. The beacon, so there's a giant light in the sky that helps to send out scouts and such, and then you can also gather resources from different mission points and such. And then as for resources, we've got the sawmill, so that gives us wood, steel works, that gives us steel, coal thumpers, so that's this is a bit of an investment kind of thing, but it gives us coal from coal deposits, so it's a gathering thing. So it's it builds the little gathering things that we see around already. So it'll actually produce these coal piles and such. So that's what that does. Anyway, and then there's also faster gathering, so we can actually gather stuff faster, or we can get the hunter's gear, so that improves the hunter's hut. What I'm actually going to do, we're going to go for the beacon, so that way I can get going on getting people established in my scouts established and start finding resources and getting more stuff to feed the colony. So I'm actually going to take a look at the economics here real quick. So we're producing just a bit more than we consume in coal. we're producing a bit of that stuff in the steel and wood. We need to start getting some food up and running, and I need to get some medical stations established. So we're gonna do that. We are going to establish one of those for right now, and then I want to start building more gathering posts. Family torn apart. Sir, a woman came forward after we built the workshop. She said that her husband and daughter didn't reach the city with the main group, but she's sure they're still out there. She wants to join the first scout team we'll send out. She urges you to hurry. Well, we'll do what we can. Do what we can. So that's why I've kind of already selected the beacon, because that mission asks you to do that as soon as possible. So yeah, it's usually a good idea to do that. Steel has been depleted. Alright, so we got one of the areas secured of steel. So I'm going to actually put people on this coal pile over here, so that way we can start getting that going. Also, another thing I should probably do is start establishing more gathering posts, so I can get more stuff gathered within the time frame that I have here. Okay, so I'm just gonna put up 2 more. So coal, and then another one for the coal and steel over here. So that way we can get stuff together, whereas the wood piles over here are looking pretty good overall. Yes, so we have ourselves our medical post. So I need to install some engineers. So to make this 100% efficiency, you don't need to install 5 engineers in here. You can install 3, and that would be just fine. So they'll take care of 5 patients per medical posts. All right, we got some more laws here. So at this point, I would sign. We have a choice between radical treatment and sustained life. So what radical treatment does, the gravely ill will be treated in the medical post and hope will rise. However, there's a 30% chance of the gravely ill to be left as amputees. So pretty much when you get frostbite, you're going to either lose an arm or a leg. That's kind of the problem there. Whereas sustained life, that's a bit more difficult. We can't cure it, but we can keep them alive, but we won't risk dangerous amputations. They'll be kept alive but untreated. They will take up medical beds, and they'll be a burden. So I normally don't like to go for that one, because it's pretty difficult to have just excess people taking up all your beds. So I like to do radical treatment. So we're going to do that. And we got our tents going here, and our buildings are getting set up. We're going to go ahead and get this established. So I think for right now I need to start getting some food going, so we're going to start getting cookhouses established. I think I'll probably build it right there. Yeah, I think that should do it. And then I'll put a couple of people in here for tomorrow so they can start working. Okay, there's that. There's people over there. So we got people working on coal. And as you can see up on my top right up here, the temperature will drop tomorrow. So it's going to drop 2 levels. So it's going to be like negative 40 degrees Celsius tomorrow. We got to be prepared for that. We got to be ready. And then we got to also start feeding people. People are going to be hungry. Okay. And the beacon's about to be done. And there we go. Alright, so we got that. Let us begin construction of the beacon. Alright, and as they're doing that, I want to install heaters on everything, so that way I can keep these places all nice and warm. Keep them from getting sick, keep people from being sick, which is always nice. And just for good measure, I'm going to do some investment and get another medical post set up, because we do have some extra sick people here. And I can introduce a new law already. Alright. So, how are we doing in discontent? We're doing pretty good. People are hungry. We'll take care of that in a minute here. What's a good thing we can do at this point? We can establish care houses. So what this does, it keeps the gravely ill alive and kept in the care houses, and they don't burden the medical posts. They eat half as much and hope rises. The only thing is I have to build the care house. But I think this would be a pretty good step going forward right now, because if we can free up medical posts, that would be amazing. So we're going to actually establish one right there, and I have 15 people available. Okay. Oh boy. should I put these people? I'll take the engineers out of there, and then in a minute here, I'm going to get this beacon up and running. So we're just going to shove everybody in there for right now. So once that beacon's ready... Oh, I need to secure feud. They'll just have to hang on until we come up with something better. Yep, it's the best we can do. Alright, so beacon. We're no longer lost and blind. From now on, our people will be able to survey the icy barrens that surrounds us. The Frostland. Alright, so let's take a look-see. Oh, the great balloon is rising to the sky! Huzzah!
Yes. Yes, young one.
Rise above this icy wasteland and find us some goodies. Like a lighthouse, but it's a land house? It's an air house? I don't know. I don't know. So we have two locations we can explore here. Lost Expedition and Crash Site. So we need to get some people. We need to build a expedition here. So we're going to do that next here in a moment. As soon as I get that 40 wood, we can get that established. So I'm just going to speed up time here a little bit. Get that going. Alright. So I need 5 regular workers. So we'll take those guys and we shall send them out. Alright, so there are 2 locations we can check out. We can check out the Lost Expedition. So there's numerous tents. We can see people moving about. They must be the lost members of our expedition. Or we can check out the Crash Site. Several wrecked vehicles, no signs of life. They are probably our machines. Let's hope so. We had a number of supplies in them after the crash. So we're most likely going to find like resources here, whereas the other one we're going to find people. I'm actually going to send our guys to the Lost Expedition, because getting more workers is awesome. However, it's also a burden, because then you have to feed these people. So yeah, that's going to be what we're doing here. Oh, got a little thing. Ready to search. People cheer as the giant observation balloon soars above the city. This is a real feat. Everyone feels proud of the work they've done to make it happen. Volunteers have lined up, eager to go, looking for our lost people in the Frostland. The woman who came forward earlier is among them. We needed a win. So yeah, that should definitely get people happy. Alright, I am going to put some medical posts together there. Alright, care house is put into effect. There we go. And then we have food for people, so that's fantastic. It's just barely enough. Okay, cool. And we cleared out another one of the spaces. Gonna take my engineers out of there, put those guys to work in there, and I'll put my engineers to work in the medical post for right now. So I'm gonna save up for a hunter's hut. Yeah, I think that's probably the best choice right now is a hunter's hut. So we need that. Ah, the rest of our people made camp here. Too exhausted to go on. We should escort them to the city. Alright. A happy reunion. We enter the camp, appearing out of the driving snow. A choir of excited voices welcomed us. Thank God you found us. We've been wandering for days until we couldn't go on any longer. Soon we'd begin to starve. Children and adults surround us, packed and ready to go. Alright, so we can either escort them back, or we can send them back. Take longer, and some of them may die. Bring them safely back. I'm gonna escort them back, because in this snow, anything can happen, so let's make sure we escort people. That's usually the best way to go about it. So that way you get new faces as soon as possible. Okay. So we don't have any food, and it's too cold, and we don't have anything to produce with, so... Food! Hunter's hut. Gotta build that. Build me a hunter's hut. And then we'll get heaters next, too. And we have more peoples. Okay. This is when stuff starts to get a little difficult. Okay, we got some new locations. So a sturdy shelter. It's a bulky cylinder construction, stands on a small hill. The Union Jack flies over it, but there's no signs of movement. A gloomy cave. There's a dark cave entrance visible on the hillside. We think we saw a faint wisp of smoke coming from it, but it's gone now. I kind of want to go... Unknown site, unknown site. This is a quest site. Let's go to the sturdy shelter. Let's do that. So we've got 40 people who need jobs. Oh my goodness. Alrighty then. I need wood. Put you guys to work in the wood. Yeah, that's probably a bad idea. Oh, hey! People! Welcome home! Yes.